you. Appreciate the opportunity to be here today. It's been a long journey for us coming in and taking the job in December. I feel like somebody's asking me today is, hey, Coach, are you ready for the season? I said, I feel like I've already been through one. And I think anytime you go in and take a program over, there's a lot of things that you have to do. But I think we've made some progress. I think probably the thing that's helped us the most is that I've had a coaching staff that's been with me a long time. I think I was talking to Andy, our sports information director, and we were visiting a little bit, and I think that, we're one of the top 6 in the country that's had a staff together for the longest period of time. And I think when you take a new job over and you're going into a new place, having people that are familiar with what you're doing, it helps us get maybe started a little quicker. And I've done this 2 or 3 different times. Of course, now we're in the Big Ten trying to do it, and we're excited about that. I think anytime you have transition, and when you go through that period, right or wrong, it's a different way of doing things. And, we've come in and talked to our young people about this is what we'd like for you to do and what we expect. And I think they have tried to do that through spring ball. I thought spring ball from day 1 to day 15, I thought we got better. This summer, we'll see. We start 2-a-day camp like everybody else does. I know that all coaches throughout the country feel great right now because we all have not lost any football games, and we're all undefeated. But at the end of the day, you can get into predictions and things of that nature and where you're at and so forth. But there's a lot of things you can't control in the game of football. That's why it makes it such a great game. And, none of us know who's going to stay healthy, who has the depth, injuries, and et cetera. So we look forward to the challenge. We know we have one ahead of us, and I think our kids are looking forward to it. And the most important thing, I'm just looking forward to being a ball coach and getting out on the field and being around the kids, because that's why you're in the profession. So with that, I'll take on any questions or anything that I can answer.
Coach, I know you haven't played a game yet, but have you found rebuilding a program at the Big Ten level, the BCS level, to be different than at Emporia and at Southern Illinois? Is it more difficult, and what's the biggest difference been?
Well, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th time that we've had the opportunity to do it. It's pretty much all the same, and I think if somebody came in from a business and they came in and evaluated something over 6 months, they would evaluate it the same way. Or if I walked into a business, I think when there's certain things that you want to do better and so forth, it's pretty much the same. So all the things that through my 5 or 6 months that I've been at the University of Minnesota is the same problems that we had at the other places. Now we've got to fix them. And, that comes with I've got to be able to sell the vision to our program, our fans, the athletic department, our president. This is where we're at. This is what we need to do, and this is how we need to get there. And all those things won't happen overnight, but I certainly have a vision. I've shared that with our athletic director, what we need to do and where we need to go, and that's where I want to go. And if we do those kind of things, we'll have a chance to be very successful in the Big Ten. But those are the things that we need to do.
Hi, Coach. When you announced that Foreman signed with you last month, you said you wanted more competition in the quarterback. What competition are you expecting come summer, and what are you looking at going into the fall in that position?
Well, I think right now, I think that going through spring ball and the guy that's no questionably, without a doubt, the most gifted athlete on our team is Marquise, and he did a great job in the spring. But I think as a head coach, and you look at the NFL over the last few days in transitions, you have to have 2 quarterbacks that can play, because you never know when somebody's going to get injured. We bring a little bit different style of offense, so to speak, to where we have run the quarterback in the past some, and you worry about injuries and those kind of things. So I think right now we feel good about our number 1 quarterback. I think we need competition all the time. I think that's why the great teams are great, because there is competition. We don't have as much depth right now, so we need to find somebody that's going to push Marquise and find out who that number 2 person is.
Coach, you talked about how special of an athlete Marquise is. How valuable is he to this team? And also, do you expect to maybe use him as a wide receiver like he did the past 2 seasons?
is, Marquise will certainly keep him at quarterback. I think that's the toughest thing. It's kind of scary, and with Adam Weber being at quarterback and was an outstanding quarterback, if Marquise would have had a lot of quarterback reps, I think it'd be scary where he's at right now because he's so athletically gifted. But our thing with Marquise right now is we'll keep him at quarterback. That's what he wants to do, and that's what we need him to do. I think our biggest concern is utilizing a young man, and certainly in college football, I don't think people understand. He throws the ball. I remember recruiting Marquise out of high school. We weren't in it very long because we were at Northern Illinois and we weren't going to get him. But he throws the ball very well, much better than what people understand. So I think our big key is how we are going to utilize his talents at quarterback. And I think that will be the key of what we have to do during two-a-day camp to make sure that we can keep him healthy, but also be able to utilize his talents.
Illinois against a couple of the Big Ten members. How does that ease your transition over to Minnesota and coaching against the Big Ten full time?
Well, I think it's a little bit different because you look at our conference and how difficult it is, and University of Nebraska coming in, you have to play those games week in and week out. When you're at a mid-major, you're taking a one, you may play 2 or 3, and that's a huge game when you play them. But you're not playing that competition week in, week out, week in, week out. And so that's the difference. And I think that's the thing that, certainly as coaches, we certainly understand. And, I can't, as I've told people before, I can't worry about everybody else in the Big Ten. They are who they are. We have to take care of who we are. And we have a lot of work to do. And if we concentrate on what we need to do, then we'll have an opportunity to have some success. But we've got to take care of business on our part and worry about our team.
What are your thoughts on the new Big Ten schedule format, especially when you're in the Leaders Division? One of your big-time rivals, Wisconsin, is actually you're in the Legend Division, is in the Leaders Division, even though you do have a cross-division matchup with them guaranteed every year. What are your new thoughts on the schedule?
Well, that's one thing I've learned a long time ago is that I don't control all those kind of things, and our schedule before we get the Big Ten, we have some input in. I think that's important. But once we get into the Big Ten schedule, you're going to play who you're supposed to play, and I think that's the great thing. There's nobody on that schedule anywhere in the Big Ten, whatever area that you're in, you're going to play somebody that's got a chance to beat you every week, or you can beat them. So I think that's the beauty of being in the Big Ten. I don't worry about so much who we're going to play. I'm more concerned about how we're going to play.